What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be the Volstagg Unlocked and Recruited video. So first things first, after you complete task number 11, you will be able to recruit Volstagg for 90 command points. What a bargain. I'm kidding, of course, but I am happy that they gave us some gold and CP at least. Also, the fact that we can get a tankard for our agent, which makes him an honorary member of the Warriors 3, is pretty cool. In fact, they seem to have answered our concerns with that one, or most likely it was their plan from the start. Regardless, it's time to go over and take our first look at Volstagg, and then I will be recruiting him. After that, we'll get our first look at him in action. So stay tuned for some Volstagg gameplay. This apparently is the modern Volstagg, and he does have Asgardian, so he's immune to burning, chilled, poison, and radiation. Next, he's the life of the party. Chance to use Elixir of Recovery when attacked. That happens to be his level 6, and it will heal him and also provide some buffs. And lastly, he counts as a scrapper and a bruiser. Now moving on to his abilities, first, he has Splitting Headache. This is a hemorrhaging attack, which also causes bleeding and ravaged. Couple this with Fandral's Flinting Circus and look out. Next we have Guard the Rear. It provides cover to all allies, so they'll be taking 50% damage from all attacks. That's a significant decrease, so that's pretty amazing. Next, he also gains Fortified and Man in the Middle. Volstagg will protect allies from single target attacks, and he consumes Well-Fed to counterattack. Then the Elixir of Recovery is what we mentioned in his passive. This gives Cast Iron Stomach to your entire party, so they'll be taking reduced damage from damage over time effects. Then, for himself, he'll restore health and stamina, he removes debuffs, and he gains Well-Fed. I have to say, in the heroic battle, he procced that quite a bit, and it could make a pretty big difference in a fight. And lastly, his Axarang. It always comes back. It also exploits bleeds, has Paragon Exploiter, and then has something called Liquid Courage. It consumes all Well-Fed to do extra damage. However, this also increases the chance to miss. This attack can do quite a bit of damage, as you could imagine. Alright, and there's only one thing left to do. Let's go ahead and recruit him. Unfortunately, we are missing Hogan. It's kind of a long story, and it's something I explained in the All Hail the King segment. Well, at least the podcast segment. Basically, I just didn't have the time or the drive to defend my rating. But you know what, it was a really stress-free season, so I didn't mind at all. That last day is usually a killer. But anyways, I definitely like Volstagg's recruitment. It has one of the funnier lines right along with "Come at me, brethren," as well as the line about the hot wings. You'll see both of those as you go along in the covert tasks. As we get into the gameplay, I'm going to use him with Fandral, so it's going to be 2 of the Warriors 3. I of course wasn't able to get 99 party tankards quite yet, so I can't make my agent an honorary member. As you can see, I'm using the new blaster and powered armor. The lightning effects on this one seem kind of orange rather than red to me, but I still think it looks awesome. I just remember the first time I saw it, I thought, that looks orange. I have mostly a counterattack setup going right now, and that's pretty typical for my agent. However, I am using the amplified subsonic sound gun. You can get this weapon from the challenge mode of Season 2, Chapter 4, Mission 6. You're probably going to see it in an upcoming episode of Poor Man's PvP. Oh, and now that it's Fandral's turn, one of the cool things about these characters is that when one of the Warriors 3 drinks, all of them drink. This works even if they're not at level 6 yet. So first Fandral drinks, and then even a level 1 Volstagg. And then since I only have his Splitting Headache unlocked, I'll go ahead and attack the enemy with that. At this point, the enemies are pretty low on health, and they're going to be finished from counterattacks. But in the very next battle, I'll have Volstagg at level 2, and then we'll see him with 2 of his abilities. His second ability is basically just a protection, but it's still a pretty nice one. Also, I'll definitely be leveling him, so he'll be a level 9, I would say easily by the weekend. I actually was lucky enough to win his E-ISO as well. And that's it on the screen right now. the voracious and powered ISO 8. Volstagg will gain 1 stack of well-fed each round. That will certainly help him with his passive as well as his Axorang. As far as this battle, the Reaver's going down to the Trigger Man, and now we're going to move on and ahead in time to when Volstagg's a level 2. For this battle, I decided to take off my Protect weapon and some of my counterattacks. I replaced the Blade of the Guardian with the Grim Mace. So first let's use Primed and Ready, and then the Grim Mace on this bottom chieftain. Now that weapon can do some impressive damage. Next, with Fandral, I'm going to use the Elixir of Recovery once again. Just like last time, this is going to cause Volstagg to drink as well. And I love how he drinks 2 huge mugs compared to the others. Or I guess those are tankards. Or maybe they're flagons, I don't know. Now we have Guard the Rear unlocked, and I'm going to go ahead and use that, and Volstagg will become our protector for the end of this one. After the Frostkeeper goes, I'm just going to pass with my agent. Well, too bad we didn't get to protect because it's an AoE. And I hope my agent doesn't finish him with the Mercurial. There's one other thing I want to try with this team up before the video ends. By the way, while I was doing the covert ops, I was lucky enough to get the Tempered Asgardian Gauntlet. So we'll see about using that in a future video as well. Now after I skip my agent's turn, I'm going to use my level 9 from Fandral. The Flinting Circus doesn't do that much damage, but it does place bleeding ×3 on all the enemies. Oh, and also tenderized, by the way. This ability perfectly sets up Volstagg's level 1. Alright, so let's try to finish this one off with a Volstagg Splitting Headache. The initial damage may not do enough, but that hemorrhaging attack should. So here goes nothing. And Volstagg does get the finishing blow. Well, that's going to be it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And let's try to get 300 likes on this one. That would be amazing. The only thing left to say is, until next time, good luck, and take care.